Distance. It's a simple word, but to them, it means everything. Every yard counts. It's what they do. Better than anyone else. Professionals and amateurs alike, they have superhuman abilities. And this is a one-of-a-kind opportunity to put their skills and their nerves to the ultimate test. 8 men have risen to the occasion, surviving the pressure, expectation, and trial, while others surprisingly fell short.
The #1 seed has been eliminated
when it mattered most.
He's out.
Wow. Tonight, a new champion will be crowned, here where hearts are pumping. And so is the adrenaline. A golf spectacle unlike any other. The World Long Drive Championship.
And we welcome you to the 2016 World Long Drive Championship here at the WinStar World Casino and Resort in Thackerville, Oklahoma. Enthusiastic crowd on hand. Tonight we will crown a champion in the 41st edition of the World Long Drive Championship. Hello again, everyone. So glad you can join us. I'm Bob Papa with two-time long drive champion Art Sellinger, Michael Breed of the Golf Fix. And what an exciting week it has been. Match play, the order of the day. We've had some upsets on our way into the quarterfinals as we take a look at some of the action that's transpired as far as the brackets are concerned and how we've arrived at this point. And we've seen a bunch of young guns kind of make their move and give themselves an opportunity to get things going. And Art, when you look at these young players, really a little bit of a changing of the guard.
Big time changing of the guard. Passed the baton, Trent Scruggs, who took out Jeff Flagg, champion. How about Justin James takes out the defender and the two-time champion, Tim Burke. I mean, look at this golf swing. He hit the longest ball last night, 381. Didn't even look like he swung hard at it. Right down Main Street in the mayor's office right here. This was a seed. Right down the middle, 381, and he looked cool. Going to be a great night. Love to see these young players just smash it.
Well, you know, you've got all the young guys that are making a run, and then you have a guy like Joe Miller, Michael, who's a past champion who still has the know-how.
There's one guard left, right? And it's Joe Miller. Not a bad guy that you want guarding the gate, but this is a guy, he's got the most experience of anybody obviously left in the field. Started in 2005 and plenty of club head speed. Obviously generates the necessary distance that you need to have. Had a big win over Glenn Wilson Jr. Last night, and you can see at 31 years of age, he's been around for a little while. He still has what it takes to be the champion.
And then you take a look at the last 2 rounds. It's been Miller and James with the longest drive to this point in the competition. What do you have to do in order to get that long drive? You got to make sure you get it right there on that grid here in Thackerville, Oklahoma. What's the length of the grid? 450 yards. We haven't seen anybody challenge the end of that grid just yet, but you never know, especially if the wind turns favorable. The art of it, though, is to get it inside that 50-yard width, which can be difficult. Now let's take a look at the rules in the World Long Drive Championship. They put 3 minutes on the clock. You have 8 balls, match play format, single elimination throughout the course of the competition. Ball must land and stay inbounds in order to count. Player hits once, the previous ball stops or goes out of play. The longest drive will advance, and the club head must conform to USGA standards. Let's meet tonight's Elite 8.
Paul Howell, Wilson, North Carolina. I love Bojangles.
Justin Moose, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Best putter on the Long Drive Tour.
Mitchell Dobbin, Arlington, Texas. Longest driving competition, 442 yards.
Joe Miller, London, England. I'm a former World Long Drive champion.
Justin James, Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. I used to play baseball.
Trent Scruggs, Hickory, North Carolina. Turned pro when I was 16 years old.
Justin Young, Mount Airy, North Carolina. Best Ward Road on tour.
Ryan Steenberg, Rochester, New York. Longest drive ever, 445 yards.
So what's it like down in the teeing area and out on the grid? Let's check in with Jerry Foltz.
Thanks, Bob. I got so excited this morning when I woke up, checked the weather forecast, the apps on my phone, and saw that a cold front was scheduled to move through between 6 and 7, blowing the wind from the northwest and then the north. Guess what? The meteorologists from Thackerville, Oklahoma, absolutely nailed it. That means in just a matter of minutes, this wind that's helping from the right is going to be almost directly downwind, at least by the semifinals, and this soft grid is going to be offset by a helping wind, and these guys are going to be able to hit the ball the distances we're used to seeing during the long drive championship.
Fans are all fired up. We are just moments away from our first match of the evening. Paul Howell squares off against Justin Moore when we return. Fans are all fired up, ready to see guys go deep. Here's what they're playing for: not only the championship belt, but first place wins $125,000, second place $50,000, third and fourth $16,500, fifth through eighth $7,000, and those that advance to the Sweet 16 earned $3,000. Zero in on the brackets. Paul Howell and Justin Moose will be up first. You see Joe Miller, the only past champion that's made it to the quarterfinals. Got some of the young guns like Justin James, Trent Scruggs. We talked about it earlier. They're going to be squaring off, and the winner tonight will leave with the prize money and that gorgeous World Long Drive champion belt. Time for the introductions as we turn it over to our PA announcer, Drake.
Introducing our first quarterfinal match. Ladies and gentlemen, the 7th seed from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Say hello to Justin Moose.
I spoke to Justin on the range right before he's introduced here tonight. He told me a win tonight allows him to go play the mini tours in pursuit of career and professional golf.
And his opponent, the 4th seed from Wilson, North Carolina. Say hello to Paul Howell.
The Campbell University player dittoed Moose's remarks. He wants to go back on the mini tours. He wants a shot at the Web.com tour. Both guys win tonight. Gets them out on professional golf tours.
Howell advanced with a drive of 375 yards
Howell
and beating Will Hogue. Paul Howell and Justin Moose. Howell 25 years of age as we look at the tail of the tape. And take a look at their quarterfinal comparisons. And Michael, average ball speed just about the same, 3 of 8 on the grid.
Yeah, what you're really looking at is you're paying attention to the ball speeds here, also paying attention to club head speeds. Those numbers, 364 and 375,
right, Paul,
will be eclipsed tonight.
The grid is clear. Play away, please.
And I love the fact that Paul had the choice to go first or second, and he chose first to put some pressure on Justin Moose. A great decision.
Nice fluid motion.
Michael, what are we looking for in the numbers on the left side of the screen as they come up?
So what we're hoping to get are club head speeds that are going to be in the high 130s to 140s. That's what you're going to see, and then you're going to look for ball speeds that are going to be right around 210 to 215.
All right, what about the pressure of being, the first guy up at bat?
Well, it's a lot of pressure. I'm going to tell you, you look at the tracer on that shot right there, high on the face of that golf club, that face is compromised right there. That ball dove to the ground. The middle of the face might be good, but that shot right there tells me that face is compromised. That's why they bring more than one driver to the tee. Let's see what happens with this shot. Those funny flights are doing it. That's a little better there. Again, just way he hit it way high in the face. Might be a little compromised. That was a seed, though. Big hit. Look at the rollout.
Does it stay in? No, but that grid is absolutely faster tonight than it was last night.
You know what? A 10-mile-an-hour wind. Last night it was calm. A 10-mile-an-hour wind for these players with these speeds, Michael, 40 yards minimum.
Well, and that wind also is going to help dry that grid out, and as Jerry Fulton said, they've rolled it.
And as you guys expected, he did change drivers between those two balls after the third ball.
That's good for him to notice that. Again, it's the crown. It's right where the weld is on top. If you hit it high in the face, that thing can be compromised.
Paul Howell is now halfway through his set. You see the 4 red dots on the top under his name. That means he's missed all 4. He's got 4 balls left.
He needs to just settle down right now and just hit a golf ball in the fair. I mean, these are the dream conditions for long drivers. When we showed up on the team, we saw it downwind. We love this. Just hit it solid. Let the conditions take care of themselves.
Got plenty of club head speed, 140 plus.
Michael, if you were advising him on this condition, would you have the tee height a little higher, don't you think?
I think the thing that you pointed out last night was I would have a club that I would, have maybe a little bit more loft, a little bit shorter, get one into the grid, and then go and get the one that you can reach for all the steam on.
So Howell is now through 7 balls, and he does not have one in play yet. He's down to his final ball here.
Last ball, everybody. Last ball.
That's got to be disciplined.
All right. Let's give him a hand. Let's give him Paul Howell.
Paul Howell goes 0 for 8.
First time under the lights, the nerves really showed.
You can see 208 was his fastest ball speed.
Now, Art, you're a 2-time champion.
Yep.
You've been in this theater before.
Yes.
Justin Moose now just needs to get one on the grid, and he moves on.
270 yards. Now, this is
right,
one of the
hear it
most
for
experienced
Justin
players in the field.
Justin, the
3
grid
times
is
he's seen
clear.
the sectional to U.S. Open. He's got a nice tight golf swing. He knows.
Play away, please.
This is not a surprise for him. He knows the rules. He knows the deal. He's been hitting it long enough. 3rd time under the lights. I think he's got a nice tight enough golf swing to handle it. And that looked nice and smooth. Yeah, that was it. That was really nice and tight and smooth.
Be interesting to see if he hits the remainder of his golf balls. Look at how fast the grid is now. That one rolled out over 20, 25 yards.
Normal, right, Michael?
That's what you expect.
Now, Justin has advanced to the semifinals. He has a drive of 395. He can continue to hit. How many would you hit, Art?
I would go do what he's doing right now. I'm going to try another driver. I might try more loft. I might try a softer shaft. Look at the kick on that. That's just a normal great shot. There you go.
Look at that. That's 409 yards.
Sure. So I like what Justin's doing here. He's trying another driver, and he's really not overexerting himself. He's playing his swing. He's only at 195. So just feel out the clubs, feel out the clock. He plans to go all the way tonight. He's got 2 more matches after this. I think he's fine doing this right here.
And again, you watch this motion. This is a motion. He's not really compromising the integrity of the motion when he swings. Look at the tempo that he has in the backswing and watch how calm that is. He will be able to generate, I think, going forward. I think he'll get into the 140s, and that ball speed certainly will get a little bit higher. He had it out in the round of 16 to nearly 210.
Again, Justin Moose has already advanced. Now he's saying that's enough.
That's a veteran for you right there. He kind of learned what that shaft did. I bet it was a little softer shaft to see if he can get it in the air, but welcome to the semifinals, Justin Moose.
So the Moose is loose. Got his first ball on the grid, and then his second ball traveled 409 yards.
Great setup position. Shoulders are angled properly. That's what you need to have in order for you to get the angle of approach of that club going in an upward direction. Now as we go into the backswing, we'll just watch how calm it is. Maybe just a little bit past parallel in that motion, and then boom, he's using that body. Look at how he jumps off the ground. That lead leg is getting straight. Great position. Watch the legs move up. Now pay attention to that lead leg straightening right there. Beautiful position. And obviously did what he needed to do to move forward.
The Pittsburgh native has moved on. He's with Jerry.
He has. The Moose is into the semifinals with a drive of 409 yards. You watch Chewy struggle and miss the grid 8 times. How big a sigh of relief did you take after that first shot? And you know it was good. You knew it was good.
Yeah, it went back to the golf days. Put a golf swing on it, hit the fairway, and let's have some fun after that.
409. The grid is a little faster, but only 3 miles per hour of helping wind at the time you hit it. How much more you got in you?
Hopefully a lot. I was up there testing a few clubs just to see what would happen, and got a good idea now.
Congratulations. Great job.
Thanks, guys.
Well, unfortunately for Paul Howell, couldn't get a ball on the grid. Justin Moose got his first on the grid, and Howell kind of getting the fans fired up. He knew he was done. Next match coming up. A former champion, Joe Miller, against a 16th seed, Mitch Dobbin. Hey, get in on the conversation, whether it's via Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Just use hashtag World Long Drive. We got a live look right now at Twitter. People all fired up, showing off their own golf swing, taking pictures from the crowd. Get in on the conversation on social media. Justin Moose just advanced with a 409-yard drive. How far is 400 yards? Multiply it by 3, you have 1,200 feet. So what's that in relation to? You get a school bus, right? And you stack almost 27 of them on top of each other. There's your 400 yards. How about a 747? We've all taken trips. Almost 5 747s measure out to 400 yards. This is an easy one. The football field's 100 yards. Obviously, 4 fit in. What about the Eiffel Tower? You can stack 1.5 in order to get to 400 yards. Well, a guy who knows a thing or two about hitting at 400 yards is Tim Burke, who won the championship last year. He's with Jerry Foltz.
And a two-time champion at that. He's hit it over 400 yards many times. What I want to know from you, Tim, being in this arena so many times, what are they experiencing when they walk up here, when they get over that ball, and then when they start to struggle?
Well, they're experiencing a lot of emotion, so they just need to make sure that they make a quality golf swing, hit the grid. You got nice wind headed down, and just let it go and see what that first number is and build from there and just try to put on a show for everybody here.
All right, well, he's going to stick around and call for a while, a few shots with us, so back to you, Bob.
All right, Jerry, looking forward to that. And Joe Miller won the championship in 2010, is going to be in our next match. And Art, he knocked one 414 yards in winning.
Watch this little kick here. It hit down the right side. Everybody thought it was going to go through the fairway, and magically it kicks left. Back in play, over 415 yards to capture that championship. A great, exciting win for the Englander right there.
Joe Miller, the only past champion to make it into this quarterfinal here in 2016. He's getting set for his first match of the night in single elimination match play. Joe Miller, the champion in 2010. Can he add a second to his resume? Time for intros for the Miller-Dobbin match.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the 16th seed from Arlington, Texas. Say hello to Mitch Dobbin.
I spoke with Mike on the range, Mitch on the range, his brother's Mike, and he just said, I'm so excited to be here. I might never have this chance again. All it is enjoyment for me. I've got my brother, my father here. That's what it's all about.
And his opponent, the second seed and the 2010 world champion from London, England. Give it up for Joe Miller.
And Joe, you know, he won one, and he told me if I win two, it's going to feel like 5 times more than one. He wants this second one so bad, it's going to be huge for his career.
So Joe Miller and Mitchell Dobbin set to go. And next quarterfinal matchup. Dobbin 30 years of age, Miller 31. Take a look at the stats, and Dobbin advanced with a drive of 349 yards. He was accurate, though. He put 5 of 8 in the grid.
But if you look at those numbers there, certainly this would lean towards Joe Miller. 209
All right, Mitch, the grid
miles
is
an hour
clear.
of ball speed.
Fly away, please.
You guys, let's talk about the wind. We've talked about it helping and off the right. This does not favor the only lefty in the field, does it?
Well, I was going to ask Jerry down there. Jerry, has the wind turned straight down, or is it still off the right?
It's starting to work its way that way, but it is still off the right, and uncomfortable, as you mentioned, uncomfortable wind for Mitch.
And Michael, for a lefty, what's that going to do?
Well, Ben Hogan said that the hardest wind to hit with was the wind that was coming from your back. That's what Mitchell has here, with the wind coming from his back right to left. You're hitting a cut, and you just there's something, particularly in a long drive, where you feel uncomfortable thinking you're going to get distance hitting a cut.
There's his brother Mike with the hat on backward.
But he's going to stay with his draw. He's going to aim down the left and actually fight that move, which is really going to hurt.
Flatten that trajectory out. You can see that ball just drifting out to the left-hand side.
Oh, he's got this. He's
Tim, what do you think of number one? What you're seeing so far out of Mitch, and the wind condition being unfavorable for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not working well right now for him, but he's definitely going to make a good golf swing, hit that grid, and do what he has to do. But I think he just hit one in there good. It's running out a little bit, but we'll see. He's got a tough match here against Joe, that's for sure.
What does a win in this event do for these guys? You're a two-time champion, only one former champion in the field. He's in this round. What does a win do for their careers financially?
I mean, it'll change your life, but more importantly, it sets a platform. And what are you going to do with that? So once you have that, you run with it and you make the most of it, and it's something nobody can ever take away from you.
See, I noticed two things here, Bob. He's got two things. He's got Joe Miller behind him, so he knows he has to hit the big shot. He's swinging out of his shoes, and then he's got that wind he's got to fight, which hurts his draw. So two hard things to match up. And he hit that one solid, so let's see where it goes. But only 189 on the speed, but a fast grid. But again, you see the check, Michael, because the ball's working against the wind.
That's right, and that cut spin. By the way, up here, this is what's telling you how many balls he's got left up here. He's got two more. He's got to get this one into the 400 range, I think.
So when the ball comes across that breeze, it's going to hit and bite. When a guy gets to ride it, it's going to hit and run.
You can see he's just not carrying it enough. That ball only rolled out about 15 yards up into the 362 rather.
He's down to his final ball. He's posted 363. He knows the conditions have been tough.
All right, give him a hand, everybody.
And that one sails out of bounds. So Mitchell Dobbin posts 363.
Just a very difficult win for Mitchell, and obviously with the speed that he's generating, he needs help with that wind, not hurt. Lower body is driving through there. He kind of got that one in the heel. Very well-balanced position, good full turn, club travels well past parallel. You can see it there, and then lower body up. That trail foot is up in the air, as is the lead foot. It's a good motion. Let's see if it's good enough.
So Joe Miller is up and ready to go. He knows the number he has to beat is 363.
He has a unique situation here. He cannot baby the ball. He's got to hit it. And I promise you, I know Joe. I've seen him now since 2005. He's trying to also send a message to the rest of the field. Joe doesn't have a good small swing. If he needed 320, he would, but not with the big club here. He's going to launch it way high, and he's going to try and send a message. If he hits it good, it's going to go well over 400.
This round is over, guys.
You can see these numbers right here, 146.
Yeah.
Club head speed.
Look where that flew.
Ball speed. Does it stay in?
Not stay in.
And that was a little bit of a fade going out at 400.
Yep.
Plenty of time. Third ball.
He's got what all he needs to do is just get it in the grid.
Yeah, and he did.
And he did it. This one's going to get past 4.
Yeah. Joe will not stop hitting. I can just predict that right now. Joe is now going to send a message to the rest of the field. We talked about it last night. Is he going to hurt himself? I don't think he cares.
But can you get out of sync too?
I don't really think so for Joe. This guy hits 200 to 300 drives as hard as he can every single day. So his coach is here, his manager's here. He's just going to let it fly.
And by the way, here's a news flash. He's in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
That guy was out here earlier today at about 2 o'clock getting ready for the evening.
Watch the carry on this one. Watch how far it carries. 400 yards in the air. He's going to knock it out of the back of the grid.
How about that? Yeah. Carried it for Bill.
That's the message he wanted for the rest of the field to see.
And guys, that is exactly what Tim Burke predicted when he took the stage. Tim, you expected to see a drive like that out of him, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Joe, one of the fastest guys in the world, and he's going to bring it. He's going to hit all these golf balls, and he's going to hit them all. And like Art's saying, he's definitely just trying to send a message to the rest of the field without a doubt.
427 is a pretty good message.
That was the Tim Burke drive in 2013 to win it, I'll tell you right now.
I think everybody heard that message too.
Yeah,
I would have dropped the driver and walked off.
Well, if you think about his next match, that person he faces has to know that this guy just hit it 427. He's got the crowd behind him, and he's going to put a little show on right here. I don't know if this Callaway driver could take it right here, the punishment.
And that club head speed nearing 150. That apex obviously a little bit higher.
Look where this carry stands. Almost carried 420.
Hey, he lost some yardage with the resize.
Goodness sakes. They ran out of paint back there, boys.
They ran out of real estate is what they ran out of.
437. He did his job.
I'd say so.
Joe Miller, the 2010 champion, has moved on. And look at his final drive, 437.
Well, this is a really good look at this. Pay attention to a couple of things. The length of the backswing, at the top of the backswing, you're going to see this club is going to wrap around his back, and it's going to point down to the ground. Great shift into the trail heel. Stop it up there. Look at how he's torquing that shaft. You can see his lower body starting to drive. Now watch what happens with his head right here. He ducks it into his chest. Great forearm rotation, and both of the feet off of the ground as he comes through that strike. Watch his feet go up into the air here. You're going to see the weight load into the right heel there, and then he starts to spring right to the toe, up in the air right here. Look at that, off of the ground.
Air Miller. Look at the carry. Almost 420.
And he ran out of sod. He's with Jerry.
Joe, we didn't expect to see a ball go completely through the grid on the right-hand side, much less two balls go through the grid almost entirely. You seem to feed on the adrenaline of the crowd and your own adrenaline as that set wore on.
Yeah, pretty much. But, you know, I'm trying to... We've got 2 more rounds yet, hopefully. Well, hopefully 2 more rounds. So, one more against Justin Moose. So I'm just trying to stay calm at the moment, really.
Well, Tim Burke and Art Sellinger both know you well. When you continue to hit those balls and swing what appeared to be even harder and harder at each one, they predicted that. They said that's your personality. What's your personality moving forward?
Yeah, you know, it depends. I know Mitch didn't hit his ball, so I wanted to get one in play. I did that, and then I can build on from there. So, and that's what I did.
That's why they call this the long drive, ladies and gentlemen. 437 yards.
Well, we asked you to participate on social media at Joe Miller LDC, trying to put a ball into orbit. Hashtag World Long Drive. Get in on the conversation via Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. So the semifinal is set. Justin Moose and Joe Miller will square off. We've got 2 quarterfinal matches still to come. Mitchell Dobbin, nothing he can do about it. What are you going to do when Joe Miller drives it almost off the grid? Crazy stuff. 437. Carrying it almost 420. Yeah, tip the cap, Joe. You've moved on to the semifinals, the 2010 champion. Our next match coming up, Young Guns, Justin James, Trent Scruggs, here at the World Long Drive Championship. All set for our third match.
Match number 3. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the 4th seed from Ponte Vedra, Florida. Say hello to Justin James.
I sat with Justin on the range. He looked at me and said, I'm here for one reason and one reason only. I want to win this for my father, Jerry James. Not me, nobody else, just for my dad who's got me to this point.
His dad, a Masters Division World Champion in 06 and 07.
And his opponent, the 2nd seed from Hickory, North Carolina, Trent Scruggs.
Trent's words to me were, I've won tour events, I've been a top competitor, but I've never bagged a world title. This will solidify me in the game. This will be something nobody will ever take away from me, a World Long Drive
Trent
Championship.
will have the honors on this match.
Scruggs will go first. He defeated a past champion, Jeff Flagg, to advance. Justin James, 26 years of age. Trent Scruggs, 21. Take a look at some of the key numbers. Longest drive, Justin James, 381. He only got one in the grid, but it counted, 381.
And I think, Bob, one of the best swings in this event. Justin, I expect him to be around here in many of these World Long Drive Championships for years to come.
I like his list of hobbies, guys. Lists the fact that he likes to hunt and train animals. Seems a little ironic.
Now, Michael, as you watch him get through his set, he's built real low to the ground. He's got huge legs, huge bottom. I mean, he's built low to the ground, real strong. How are those legs going to work great for him in this golf?
Well, what you're going to see is how he uses them.
Right.
And you're going to see his legs as he just starts into that downswing. He's going to really sink in there. The key is being able to get that weight into that trail heel. As he gets into that trail heel, that's what's going to allow him to jump off the ground, send that weight on a flat line, straight line, right to the lead toe, his left toe.
Needs a huge bounce here because he did not have the ball speed or the club speed right there, but a 370 mark to build on. 369. We know that James hit at 81 last night, so he's going to have to take it well over 4 to give James a go.
Well, particularly in these conditions.
Right.
We also have two-time champion Tim Burke with us. Tim, what about the fact that Trent Scruggs, 21 years of age, I mean, trying to deal with the nerves playing under the lights in this kind of setting?
Yeah, he just needs to settle down a little bit. I mean, it looks like that he's rushing just a skosh, and he just needs to square it up and hit it high and let it ride that wind. He definitely has enough horsepower, but he's got a tough competitor here against Justin, that's for sure. I saw the best of that last night, so we'll see what happens here, but hopefully this will be a great match.
Those years from 16 to 19, he was dedicated to be the youngest champion ever. Jamie Sadlowski did that at 19. He tried at 16, 17, 18. He really just wants to win so bad.
Ooh, this one looks pretty good. See the apex of it, 160. The wind should help. It has a little bit of cut spin to it. You can tell as it had that cut spin, it's not going to release. Just 2 golf balls left now. You can see right there, up there, that's telling you that there's only 2 golf balls left. The green one's telling you that he got it into the grid.
You know, if these players knew about this wind tonight, 6 or 7 degrees aloft would go a long way. That's nice. You got to turn over. We should see some more roll here.
That had a much flatter ball flight right there.
There you go. Flew at 400 and got that roll. Boy, the little draw makes a huge difference, doesn't it?
Well, with that wind, absolutely. That's going to help break some spin off, fitting it. Apexing at 126, it's going to get in the grid. 418. He's interested in this one too, Art.
That was, again, flatter ball flight, should run.
Ooh, that's just gone. Matched it up, back to back. Great end of the set, the last 3 in play.
So 418, and now he's giving Justin James a little something to think about.
Absolutely.
418 is the number to beat.
A little look at this swing. Really high lead shoulder, ball position well forward in the stance. And now as he starts to go, watch him sink into his right heel, and then that leg, which is pretty straight. Now it's getting bent. Look at him use the ground up into the air, and that lead foot just spinning out. Pay attention to this foot right here and how this moves through the strike. Watch, the heel is going down. Now he jumps off that ground, rolls in, and then boom, he spins around. That is very, very powerful. Great full turn, length of the club down, and then squat into it and jump. It's a lot of club head speed.
So you take a look at the breakdown, and Trent Scruggs gets his last 3 on the grid, his 7th ball, the best, 418 yards.
Layaway, please.
Justin James set to go. He knocked off 2-time champion, defending champion Tim Burke last night with a drive of 381.
Boy, this is this is a swing that I really like watching. The one thing he has to be careful about in his motion, he tends to get a little bit too much upper body going in the swing. He can ride ahead of it too much, and that forces him to get a little bit active with his hand. He needs that hand, his right hand, as he says. That's the key for his motion, keeping that where he wants it and staying behind it. Plenty of speed.
And a flat ball flight on that one.
Yeah.
Hangs on. It does.
And there it is.
And there it is.
He's moved on.
2 nuggets. I wonder what Jerry, his dad, is advising him if he did win early.
425.
Going to hit a few more. Again, he's never been on this stage, so I don't mind that. Last night was his first time. He might want to work. These guys are very technical. I stood with Jerry during Justin's second set. They were working on shoulder alignment, things like that. So, again, he's still learning. This is his first year. He was playing baseball. He was in the Blue Jays organization, and he just finished his baseball career. Good golf swing right there.
This is
watch how far this runs.
Jerry, James, and of course Justin, his son, went to another golf course today to work on a little move on the takeaway to open it up a little bit because he felt he just didn't have the accuracy last night. He's got it tonight. Tim, how impressive is this?
Yeah, I mean, he's hitting it good. He's obviously a really strong guy. So he's just letting it go. I mean, just like his dad. His dad was great in the sport as well. And he's just hitting it and doing his thing.
This is a guy who took up long driving when he got released from the Blue Jays earlier this spring. Never even thought about it before, under the lights for the first time. Pretty impressive in this environment.
Yeah, absolutely. They're both first time under the lights, I believe. So, yeah, he's definitely just putting on a show at this point. Definitely make his dad proud down here on the grid. And obviously, I see Jerry up there, and he's yelling. He's super excited. So, good for Justin.
So Jerry's about 15 miles an hour now of help down there, isn't it?
It's 11 on the wind gauge mounted on the top of the stands. That's what it was forecast to be. Winds aloft are much more than that, of course, as they always are.
He's going to leave a couple on the table. Smart move. Got the butterflies if there were any out, and he's going to move on to the semifinals.
To the tune of 425 yards for Justin James.
Here's a little look at this swing. Pay attention to what he does with this right hand and how he releases this toe. Now, Jerry Foltz had told us he's trying to get a little bit of opening in that backswing. Watch how that right hand now is going to flip over there. You can see him close the face, and that's going to add a little bit more clubhead speed and obviously a lot more ball speed. What I like is the patience of this swing at the top. He gets tall at the top of the backswing and then really drives down into it. You can see his thighs, how the muscles are working. That is a swing I think goes all the way.
Let's send it down to Jerry.
And Justin, you told Art Sellinger before you walked over here, you came for one reason and one reason only tonight, under the lights, the very first time. Haven't been a long driver for more than a year now. That job was to win. How do you assess your performance right there?
It was all right. I could have hit a little better, but I'm satisfied I'm through. So.
You and your dad went to another golf course not far from here earlier today to work on a few things on your swing. Why did you do that, and do you think it paid off?
Yeah, I just like to work a lot, so I like to get a feel for things, and that's all we were doing.
All right, you're in the semifinals. Congratulations.
So Justin James, with a distance of 425 yards, has moved on to the semifinals. We're going to crown a champion tonight here at the World Long Drive Championship. Trent Scruggs hit it 418 yards, but it wasn't good enough for that 425 from Justin James. I want to thank Tim Burke, defending champ, for joining us. We've got one more quarterfinal match to go. Justin Young, Ryan Steenberg coming up next.
In a long drive competition, I think I'd do all right. When I say do all right, hit a big number. And a big number for me and a big number for the true long drive guys, not even close. I would lose in a heartbeat, but I think I could scare, 350, 360 on a good one. Maybe push it farther depending on weather conditions. But with their length of drivers, their swing speeds, I can never compete with a long drive guy when it comes to distance.
Well, we mentioned hashtag World Long Drive, and people are all over the place watching guys knock it over 400 yards. Joe Miller, 437. I mean, it is people are blowing up, just kind of getting into this. Fans in the stands, being a part of the action. Again, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. People are Snapchatting. Pretty amazing stuff, and we're just getting started. One more quarterfinal match to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, match number 4, introducing the 7th seed from Rochester, New York. Say hello to Ryan Steenberg.
Sitting there with Steenberg as he warmed up, he looked at me and he said, if I bag this crown, I get to open up 1 or 2 more training facilities. It's that important for my career and my business. I mean, amazing.
And welcome his opponent, the 5th seed from Mayberry, North Carolina, Justin Young.
Justin didn't have much to say to me. He just said, you know what? It'll cap off one of the greatest weeks of my life. I couldn't even imagine what I'll do next.
Justin Young advanced.
The honors.
And they had to go to overtime in his match with Tommy Hug. Ryan Steenberg and Justin Young set to go. Steenberg 10 years older. Take a look at the stats, Michael, and some numbers that could be telltale numbers.
Well, and you can see, look at the balls in the grid as well as the ball speed, and it certainly would appear that Ryan Steenberg is the favorite in this match.
All right, Ryan, the grid is clear. Play away, please.
That's what your triceps look like.
It's a gunshot.
Well, you know what? I try not to show them very often, but yes.
Right.
And I'm thought. Yeah.
Michael, you got to be impressed with the size of his arms and that he's able to make the turn that he does.
Well, what you'll see is that with arms that size, and I know this because I deal with this, you have to have a higher arm flow. If you let them go around you and get a little flat, all of a sudden that's going to take that swing and it's going to shut down some speed. So he'll have a little bit of a higher arm flow. Good apex here. This looks pretty good.
That's running.
400 across 410.
413.
Officially 413.
What I love about that swing, too, is he's got tremendous width at the top of the swing. That club settles in there right about parallel to the ground. Look at that. That is dead down the center.
The long driver's dream. Every competition I ever showed up for 15 years. Will it please be downwind?
And you guys talk about how exciting this is to watch and how many people are chiming in through social media. Well, Butch Harmon just texted me and said, this is incredible TV. He said he's already pulled his hamstring just watching.
The art of competition. All right, Steenberg's got one out there, 413.
Right.
He knows he's going against Justin Young,
right,
whose numbers and distances have not been great. Is that in the back of your mind, knowing that you're going against a guy that doesn't necessarily go deep and had a hard time finding the grid last night?
I don't think it does. He's trying to set the mark. Justin Young is one of the highest ball hitters there are. I think he learned from last night that he basically stole one like there's no tomorrow. Hug hit every ball OB, all he do is hit a 270. So this is bonus time for him. I think Steenberg wants one more shot, get it going hot down the grid. Maybe it goes to 420. Would you sit in the clubhouse with 413 right now?
No, I'd keep swinging.
Particularly if you've got one ball left, which is exactly what he's got. Plenty of time.
Yeah, this is a night where 400 yards need not apply.
You mean under 400?
Yeah, I mean, you hit it 400, you're basically worried.
Yep. Here we go.
So his second ball for Steenberg was the winner, 413, or not the winner, but the number that he posts. Obviously, Justin Young has an opportunity to pass him.
So you can see that the grip very, very strong here. That's going to help shut that club face and a high lead shoulder. We see that commonly. Now stop it at the top of the swing, and you're going to see that club. That's getting just a little bit past parallel right there. We are used to seeing some clubs go past that. Great use of the ground, and you can see him almost leaning back. That helps get the path of the club moving into an upward direction. to launch it. This is what my triceps are going to look like right there. Ryan, obviously the same thing. And then look at his back. That is just some strength and some clubhead speed.
Tricep pump for everybody at home.
So his second ball went 413 yards. That's the number that he has posted, and now 23-year-old Justin Young has to best that number. Remember, we've seen Trent Scruggs earlier lose with 418.
Exactly right. I'm anxious to see after last night's situation how he comes out of the gate.
Well, you talked about it last night, and wisely so. The problem that he had last night was that lead leg wasn't straightening up, so he wasn't able to post up and use the ground as efficiently as he needs to. He needs to use it very efficiently right now, with 413 being the number.
Look at that apex. That's how high he can hit a ball.
That's the ball speed that he needed, but unfortunately did not get the distance that he was hoping for.
He's got a big number here. 413. Give it up for him a little bit.
Whoa. Yeah, that thing got out of the camera view. He hit it so high, he hit it above the crane. I'm telling you, this guy can hit it high and take it down the fairway.
Well, he struggled last night, just one of 12 balls in the grid. I watched him warm up, and the foul ball was still very prevalent, and especially the big one to the right.
Jerry, is there a point with the wind so hard to where it can take a high ball and knock it down, or is that not there yet, where it's blowing that hard?
No, blowing 9 miles per hour right now, almost directly downwind.
All right, so the high ball works.
Looks like he lost that maybe a little to the right. Higher apex, yeah, that's out to the right. He knows he's in the neighborhood at 411, just 2 yards behind Ryan.
He's down to his final 3 balls. He needs to pick up 3 yards to pass Steenberg.
Gray boxes, that's telling you that he's got 3 golf balls left. Plenty of time.
191 feet, exactly like his 411 ball. But just kind of worked across the fairway to where it almost pitched into the fairway.
And almost fighting that wind.
Right.
I mean, not really using it to assist.
There's that sag in that knee. Anytime that happens, the body's going to stop, the hands take over, and it's going to go left.
Justin Young, 23 years of age, from Mayberry, North Carolina, down to his final ball. He needs to beat 413 to advance to the semis. Not going to happen.
Great match, though. 2 yards.
Great catch.
Moving on to the semifinals.
So Ryan Steenberg moves on to the drive of 413 yards to advance to the semifinals. Jerry is standing by with Ryan.
I am, Ryan. The name of the game is moving on. You did that. That's what it's all about. Were you happy with your performance tonight?
Yeah. I missed a couple, flushed a couple. So, it's all about getting one in the grid. I know Justin's been here before. I'm a newbie to this stage, so I knew he was going to put up a good ball. So I had to put out a good one.
When he got it to within 2 yards of you early, how worried were you getting then?
It's long drive. It's always decided by a yard, 6 inches, 2 yards, 3 yards. So it's a blade of grass. That's long drive. So
great attitude. Good luck in the semis.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you.
The semifinals are set. Justin Moose and Joe Miller will square off in one semifinal. Justin James and Ryan Steenberg in the other semifinal. The Moose is loose with 409 yards, advancing to the semifinals. Joe Miller, the 2010 champion, pumped one out 437. Justin James advanced with a drive of 425, and Ryan Steenberg with a drive of 413 will crown a champion and hand out a belt tonight at the World Long Drive Championship. We're going to crown a champion tonight, the World Long Drive Championship. The winner gets the prize money and that belt, a new belt. Let's take a look at how it was crafted. The famous Orange County Choppers took a break from building motorcycles to design and construct, over an 8-week period, this one-of-a-kind champion's belt. The 3 designed front pieces are made from metal and cut out by a water jet machine, then painted black, sanded, and a light clear coat was applied. Consisting of 100% American-made products, this hand-tooled leather belt had 60 cubic zirconia round stones that surround the logo, and the Golf Channel design team was involved. OCC founder Paul Tuttle added his thoughts about how to win this belt.
If you want it, you got to win it.
The 41st edition of the World Long Drive Championship belt at stake this evening. The semifinals are set. Justin Moose against the champion Joe Miller from 2010. Your thoughts on that semifinal match?
A powerhouse match. You know, Moose didn't show us everything. He wanted to win that match. He kind of played golf out there and still hit it .409. This is science versus violence. Moose is the scientific one with the golf swing. Joe, all violence. I think he wants to hit it 500 yards, maybe down to DFW. I mean, he's got big things planned.
Michael, what about as Joe Miller is loosening up and hitting some balls on the range, what about Justin James and Ryan Steenberg in our other semifinal matchup?
Well, we've got 2 rookies here, and I think it's a very evenly matched group. These 2 players are swinging about the same club head speed, generating similar distance. One of the big questions will be, what are their nerves? How are they going to be able to handle this in this big position that the 2 of them are in?
Steenberg advanced with a drive of 413 yards. James with a drive of 425. You got to keep it in the grid. That's one of the things that is so important. Obviously, the grid is only 50 yards wide. You want to get one out there. It's running a little bit faster. Jerry Foltz is standing by with a look at some of the foul balls that we've seen tonight.
Yeah, the foul balls don't matter in this sport, but we see a lot of them. It's not amazing to me with the amount of foul balls we see. It's amazing the balls that are in the fairway. Listen to these numbers. I talked to some people and did some research with the people familiar with the math behind the launch monitor technology. 145 mile an hour club head speed with 3 degrees aloft. If the club is open 1 degree at impact, the dispersion from the center of the fairway compared to an average 15 handicap golfer with 90 mile per hour club head speed and a 10.5 degree driver, which is pretty normal, the dispersion is almost 4 times greater. So think of that for a 15 handicapper standing up here trying to hit a fairway that would be 12.5 yards wide.
I didn't realize Jerry was a mathematician as well. Fascinating stuff. We might get some tweets on Jerry's degree from MIT. Join the conversation. Hashtag World Long Drive. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We got the semifinals straight ahead here from Thackerville, Oklahoma.
If I win the belt, it's going to be hard for me to take it off. I'm probably going to wear it everywhere.
I'm probably going to wear it to a boxing gym just so everybody thinks I'm tough.
When I win this belt, I'm rocking it breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Bojangles, the local high school, anywhere I can wear it, I'm going to wear the belt.
I'm going to wear this belt around Vegas with all my buddies. Grocery store, car wash, it's going everywhere.
It's going to ride on the ambulance with me when I get back to the fire station.
I'll be taking this belt with me when I quit my job.
When I win the belt, I'm wearing it straight to church.
It's the 41st edition of the World Long Drive Championship, and for the 2nd consecutive year, the WinStar World Casino and Resort in Thackerville, Oklahoma is the setting. Big crowd on hand as we get set for semifinal action. Justin Moose will take on Joe Miller. Miller, a champion in 2010, trying to win his 2nd belt. And then a couple of young guns, Justin James and Ryan Steenberg. James in his quarterfinal match hit a drive 427 yards. We're set for the introductions. Here's our public address announcer, Drake.
All right, our first semifinal match, the number 7 seed from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Welcome, Justin Moose.
Speaking to Justin out on the range, he says, a victory gives me a chance to fulfill my dream. I want to try to play professional golf. I need this.
And his opponent, the number 2 seed from London, England. Say hello to Joe Miller.
He looked at me in the eyes and he said, it's been a long 6 years, a lot of close calls. I want number 2 more than anything in the world.
In the quarterfinals, Joe Miller hit a drive of 437 yards to advance. As Michael, we take a look at the key stats and comparison of our 2 semifinalists.
Well, and I'm looking right here at this club head speed, 200 miles an hour of ball speed rather versus 212 miles an hour ball speed. Advantage, Joe Miller.
All right, the grid is clear. Play away.
The Moose is loose. Justin Moose will go first. Clock set at 3 minutes. They have 3 minutes to hit 8 balls.
The wind has died down a little bit at the moment, only 6 miles per hour from a high of 14. Should affect the distances, as will the drop in temperature in this cold front. 15 degrees cooler than when we started.
This is a very patient golf swing, and you'll see in the transition he kind of takes his time getting to the top, and then that's when the legs are really taking over. That ball speed to 200. It's got to go faster in this round.
But that's flat, and that's going to get a roll.
Is it going to stay in?
No. The ball must land in and stay in. That ball, if it's in the fairway, that ball goes to 420. Let's just not forget, he took it easy in that first match. He only had to hit the ball in the fairway. I think he's got more gas than 397.
Quarterfinal match. Joe Miller made a statement with that 437 yards, and you know that Justin that's in his mind. He's got to get this out around 435, 440.
Jerry, how much has that wind died?
From a high of 14 to right now 6 miles per hour, and also a little more out of the northwest, so a little more out of the right.
You see that ball speed was down on that, so that's just going to be a little shy of 390. Gone halfway through his golf ball. Right here you can see 3 shots he's got remaining. In a minute 12, he's got plenty of time. He's in love with this. 205 miles an hour ball speed, great apex. Let's see what happens. There it goes.
Carries it at 390. Will it get to 410? It does. 2 balls remaining for Moose.
He got that one off quick. I think he's going to step off this ball, take a big deep breath, and just try to flush it. Make Joe have to think a little bit about this. Imagine this guy gets on tour and he starts taking this out on par 4.
There's no such thing as a par 5.
He's got to be so proud. Great shot, great set.
All right, give it up for Justin Moose, everybody.
So Justin Moose out of Pittsburgh has posted 410 yards.
Well, this is a really good setup position. Ball's a little bit farther back than we're used to seeing in this competition. But watch how he makes a really solid full turn with the upper body. Club's going to get very, very quiet right at the top, almost at parallel, and then great straightening of that lead leg. This is what you're going to see from these guys. They're using that ground so effectively, and the feet are coming off of the ground. As we see this get out to just past 410 yards.
So one more time,
So ball number 6, 410 yards. He carried it 390, and he got 20 yards to roll. Now Joe Miller,
all right,
in his quarterfinal match, he posted 437.
I feel sorry for that little pink golf ball.
Oh boy.
That's just a little heel cut.
Yep.
Huh? Did he win it in 1 ball? Nope, checked into there.
Look at the club head speed at 148 and the ball speed nearing 210.
Yeah, he's got to take this up over 140 in the apex.
That's probably a miss hit. You get when you have club head speed at 145 and the ball speeds it down at 205. That's a bit of a miss hit.
But I like that apex, Michael, at 139. That's his number to carry at 400.
Yep.
2010 champion.
This might go out of bounds, but this is far. Watch where this ends up. Watch where this ends up. This is gone. That's gone. Get your track shoes on.
Joe Miller.
That was killed.
Has advanced to the finals. Now, obviously, he's already posted a number.
They don't even know what number it is.
439, bettering his 437 in the quarterfinals. Now, the player has an option to keep hitting, and we've seen Joe Miller use his full allotment of 8 swings.
I can only imagine you expend a lot of energy hitting the ball this hard. I'm getting tired watching him swing at it. I couldn't imagine why you would keep it.
You think he's gonna stop it here, Jared? Hit the last 2.
I don't think he'll ever stop.
He's so pumped.
If they'd let him, he'd hit the entire bucket, I believe.
Right.
Remember, in the quarterfinals, he had already had a distance that was enough to advance, and he wanted to send a message, and he certainly did, because he pumped one out 437. He's bettered that in the semifinals with 439.
So 2 more golf balls to go. I think he's already really sent a message, you know, to whoever he's going to face in the final. Joe Miller's been waiting for a downwind situation. He's just massive in that situation. I'll tell you a great story about him. We played Bay Hill 2 years ago, and we got up on the 6th hole as he just fills up another one. And if everybody knows 6 around Bay Hill, they play it out to the right, then maybe a mid or a long iron for a good player. Joe hooked it in the lake, then he hit his 3rd shot from the tee, drove the green, and 2-putted for par. Check out that hole online.
It's 385 from that tee to carry the water.
Right, no wind.
Not even including getting it on the green.
Right. What a set that was. What a statement going for the 2nd belt.
Joe Miller, the 2010 World Long Drive champion, has advanced to the finals with a drive of 439.
Well, this is the longest swing that we've got remaining in the competition. And look at the width of the stance. He rocks into that trail side. Shoulders are turning. Look at him load that leg right there. Stop it up there. Look at the load in that trail leg. He's going to jump, and he's already flexing that shaft. And now he starts to move. The head is dipping down right there. You can see him drive it into his chest. That is so powerful. Look at how far those shoulders crank around. Here's another look from the... Watch what happens with this trail leg right here. Watch him sink into that. Now he's going to get that flex and then jump. He jumps back and away. And that ball is going far. What do they say? Anything that travels that far ought to have a flight attendant.
Carried at 400, and then look at the roll. Almost 40 yards in rolls. We send it down to Jerry.
About the only thing he hasn't done is hit it completely through the grid, Joe. You're so close now to that belt that's behind you over there, that beautiful belt. What will the next 15 minutes be like?
Just stay calm, do more of the same. Go back to the range, have a few, hit a few more drivers, and then come back and try and hit the ball out the middle again.
You're hardly even breathing hard right now. How is that possible?
Yeah, but my heart's pumping, so don't worry. I'm just masking it well.
All right, good luck, man.
Thank you, thank you.
So Joe Miller in quest of that belt. Justin Moose tried his best, knocked one out there 410 yards. But then the 2010 champion says, I can match that and then some. 439 for Joe Miller. He's in the final. Who will he face? Justin James or Ryan Steenberg? Next semifinal coming up next. WinStar World Casino and Resort is located on the Oklahoma-Texas border. The 2 resort pools feature 2 spas, 6 private cabanas, and a pool bar. 27-hole golf course designed by PGA Tour Champions player D.A. Weibring and architect Steve Wolford. Golfer-friendly course, 5 tee options ranging from 4,900 yards to 7,200 yards. WinStar Casino's 617,000 square foot gaming floor hosts a variety of betting options to meet everyone's gaming desires. Time now for the Stats Center, powered by Arcos. Take a look at some key numbers in the world long drive. You can take a look at men ages 20 to 50. The amateur golfer, on average, 252 yards with the driver. PGA Tour players around 290. Long drive open division, 347. How about the guys 50 plus? Average guy about 230. PGA Tour champions average 275. And in the Masters division of the long drive, they average 320 yards. As for the ladies, the comparison for the amateur golfer, 179 yards. LPGA Tour player on average 254, and the ladies long drive division, the average 275 yards. Well, we've mentioned get in on the fun of social media. It's blowing up. Hashtag World Long Drive. Joe Miller's tees are carrying further than my drive. Take a look at some of the video. Fans enjoying the fun here in Oklahoma. 437, now 439. What a statement, says Noah Bennett. You can get involved in the conversation on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. Hashtag World Long Drive. Bet she's posting something right now. So we're set for our second semifinal.
Semifinal match number 2. The 7th seed from Rochester, New York, Ryan Steenberg.
Ryan and I sat down. He looks at me. He says, I want to expand my business. I don't have the money to do it. If I win this tonight, I can open up 2 more studios.
Advance with a drive of 413 yards to semifinals.
And his opponent, the number 4 seed from Ponte Vedra, Florida, Justin James.
Justin's dad, Jerry, won 2 Masters Division titles, never won the Open. He's here for his father. It's all he wants to do is win the crown for his dad, Jerry.
He advanced with a drive of 425 yards in the quarterfinals to beat Trent Scruggs. Michael would look at the head-to-head numbers.
Well, you can see there that ball speed, 213 for Justin James, 203 for Ryan Steenberg. Both of them are rookies. I think the advantage goes to Justin James, but again, it's really how they handle the pressure, how they fight their nerves will be who takes this championship here with these 2.
All right, crowd, let's go. Grid is clear. Play away, please.
26-year-old Justin James will go first.
A beautiful golf swing. He talks about how he has to fight overusing the upper body here.
Oh, what a start. Little turnover.
Numbers look pretty good, just not in the grid.
When he does that rehearsal, Michael, he's keeping the club in front of him. Is that correct?
Well, what he's trying to do is he's trying to match up the speed that club head is moving back at with his chest.
Right.
And again, if you watch it, what he has talked about is the importance of his tempo in the backswing. If he gets a little bit fast, that club head starts moving faster than his upper body is. He doesn't make the complete rotation, and club head speed goes down.
So it's about matching it up.
That's right.
James was in the Blue Jays organization as a pitcher. Once had 19 strikeouts in a high school baseball game, and they took him out of the game. Didn't even finish it.
First time in the event.
You know, he's had 3 sets under the lights right now. So he should know what this feels like.
But the pressure continues to mount from this point forward. I talked to his good friend, former PGA Tour player Jeff Klauck, earlier today, and he said he's been working so hard on this. And remember, he's so new to it,
right?
Having just been released from the Blue Jays this spring, that he's been really impressed by his dedication to one thing and one thing only: hitting this golf ball hard.
He knocked off the defending champion Tim Burke in the round of 16.
And he's really never faced this situation, Bob. You know, he's got the first 5 out of play. He's got 3 more left. This is a crucial shot right here, ball 6, just to get one on the grid to see where he's at.
Justin James is down to his final 2 swings. He does not have a ball on the grid yet.
Now here's where you throw technique out the window and go into mental and focus. You know, you cannot think swing thoughts. You've got to see a picture of a shot, relax, and execute.
He did.
Exactly. Way to focus right there. That's just great mental training. See if he gets that hop.
Those are good numbers, too.
Great shot right there after going 6 balls OB.
So he's got 4-10 on the board with 1 more ball to go.
That showed so much those last 2 swings.
All right, give it up for Justin James. Now 4-10 out there.
So he gets only 1 of 8 on the grid. Now the question is, will 4-10 hold up?
Let's take a little look at this swing. This is, I think, one of the better swings in the competition. Great width in the stance right here, and the club head is moving slowly into the backswing. He's got his head slightly turned back there. That's going to give him a little bit more shoulder rotation, and you can see how he's preparing to load here with the legs. Watch how he's jumping up into the air. Upper body for him, he needs to kind of stay back. Watch this hop. Watch the belt line go up right there. You can see it, and then also the feet are pushing backwards. That's whipping that club head, generating more club head speed, and that club head speed top it out at right around 213.
So 1 ball in the grid, 410 yards. Now,
All right, the grid is
Ryan
clear.
Steenberg is
Play
set to
away.
go. He's got 8 balls. He advanced with a drive of 413. It's a manageable number for him, isn't it?
It is a manageable number. It's all about the bounce. He's got the speed to do it. Will he get the bounce on the right side of the grid? Will he hit it as solid? Again, that's a thin hit right there at 196. He needs to be faster than that. Never faced this situation. So your question is it manageable? Yes. Under this pressure, can he do it? We'll see.
The wind just picked up from 8 to 11 miles per hour. Doesn't sound like much, but it means a ton to these guys.
Wow, what a bounce, what a roll, what a hot shot.
Wow. Roll, and it's going to roll out.
And welcome to the finals. That ball had to roll 50-plus yards. He had a hot fade that went 96 feet in the air.
Amazing release to that ball in the grid. Now the question is, how many is he going to hit?
Right at that 340 to 345 marker on the right side of the grid is a little down, so he couldn't have caught it more perfectly.
That was like a flat fade, wasn't it, Jerry?
Yes, it was a high launch angle, very low spin, slight fade.
Is he trying to send a message to Joe Miller? I don't know.
I don't think Joe can hear.
I mean, he's got to turn around and hit another set immediately. I would back off now. I really wouldn't, and kind of relax.
Interesting to see what he does. He's got 3 more balls remaining right here. You can see that. The question is, will he hit them all?
It's not like he's going to lose strength, right, Michael? He's got plenty of that.
And that's it.
And he's going to bag it out. There you go. Welcome to the finals, Ryan Steenberg.
With a drive of 416 yards, Ryan Steenberg has moved on to the finals.
Well, here's a little look, and again, we talk about the importance of that shoulder line going in an upward direction. It doesn't hurt to have arms like he's got as he starts to rotate back. High arms. Look at how high his hands are up there, and then the body is rotating out of the way. Stays nice and behind that. That helps elevate that ball up into the air. And look at the triceps. Look at how they're flexing. And look at how the body is moving back, the upper body moving back through the strike.
Let's take it down to Jerry.
And I asked him about that second ball that rolled out to 416. Didn't fly that far. He said he hit it flat, didn't have much spin on it. He knew it'd be good, but he didn't know it'd be that good. He said he would take it. This is your first time under these lights. Is this experience what you expected it to be? And did you expect to get this close to that belt?
No, I'm the last guy that would ever expect to be up here, especially, against Joe Miller. So, hats off to Justin. I mean, newcomer to the sport. It's great to see guys show up and compete like this, at that level. He's going to go a long way in this sport. So, glad to be here and having a lot of fun.
Very gracious of you to say that about him. Now, you got a few minutes till you try and get that championship belt in your hands. What will those minutes be like?
I'm trying to take a couple deep breaths, try to, go work on a couple things, and if I have time, and just get back up here and hit my ball.
All right. Congratulations. On to the final.
Thank you very much.
2010 champion Joe Miller looking for his second belt. Ryan Steenberg trying to pull off the upset. That's our final matchup here at the 2016 World Long Drive Championship. The belt at stake. Everybody's getting involved. How about Bubba Watson? I want one of these World Long Drive belts. Crazy distances they're hitting here in Thackerville, Oklahoma. Back at the WinStar World Casino and Resort, the 41st edition of the World Long Drive Championship. We are set for our final. Let's take a look at how Callaway built Will Hoag's driver for the World Long Drive Championship. Ever wonder what it takes to build a driver that can consistently drive a ball 400 yards or more? Callaway technicians begin by gathering the components like driver heads, shafts, cogs, and grips. They begin to tip the shafts and sandblast inside the cog to make sure epoxy adheres properly. Then techs assemble the driver by applying epoxy to the shaft tip and then measure the club for the legal length of 50 inches or less. Last steps including applying the grip to the shaft and finish with a fine cleaning and a once-over for quality assurance. We asked Callaway Long Drive team member Will Hoag to give us his thoughts on what he likes about his Callaway driver.
Callaway driver is great. Just the look of the club head makes me feel comfortable standing over the ball, and the way it feels when the ball comes off there, it really comes rocket off. Got a low spin rate, lets me launch the ball high, and I can just watch it disappear, know that it's going to roll out when it hits the ground. So they're awesome.
We're down to our final two. 2010 champion Joe Miller has hit drives of 437, then 439 to advance to the final. He'll take on Ryan Steenberg, who upset Justin James in the semifinals. Art, let's take a look at Joe Miller. He's the guy with the experience. He's hit the longest drives. What does he have to do?
He's trying to hit it in the Red River. I mean, goodness sakes, what he has to do is hit it solid. I've never seen a player wait for it to be downwind. He's the longest hitter in the world downwind, period. Take a look at this action right here. Huge turn. They do it all in common. They lift their left heel, boom, up off the ground, great extension, and look how high he hits that golf ball. And the wind downwind, he's going to be awesome.
Michael, Ryan Steenberg wasn't really expected to get past Justin James. Now he's in the final. Can he be loose and he's playing with house money?
Well, certainly he's playing with house money, and probably he didn't think he was going to get to this spot. I think that this is one of the biggest moments for the rookie, first time being under the lights, and he has achieved some great goals. He obviously needs to get a little bit of a hot roll in that grid in order for him to take this championship home. You're going to see in this motion how he's using that ground as Art had mentioned, but his golf ball is going to flight out a little bit lower. He's going to need to catch a hot spot in that grid, I think, if he's going to be able to take down Joe Miller.
So the championship round is set. Joe Miller, Ryan Steenberg. Let's take a look at Gears 3 swing analysis at the WinStar Golf Academy.
The system is called GEARS. It stands for Golf Engineering and Research Systems. And in layman's terms, it's an MRI for your golf swing. You can almost see through your golf swing because it's in 3D.
The greatest thing about this is it's 3D. It's, what we're used to is two-dimensional. You can see it from every angle. So the whole 3D aspect it's amazing. With the suit, we've got 26 different sensors that the cameras are going to pick up. And it allows the system to see exactly where your body is in space. So your head, your shoulders, your hips, your knees, your toes, your spine. The player can actually see their swing and their avatar moving in real time. So if I put them in a different position that they're not used to, instead of just having to rely on what that feels like because they can't see it outside, they can actually look up at the screen and be like, oh wow, that's what that looks like. It's just a great way to see yourself. It's an experience. You get in a suit and it's just totally different than what you're used to. So you get in the suit and it's just this great feeling, and it's awesome to just be able to see yourself in any way that, any angle that you need to see.
If a player wants to see power leaks, if they're trying to hit it farther, then I'm going to really focus on looking at the body and the club and identifying those certain things. If they're looking to figure out why they slice the ball, for your average golfer, we're going to be able to see that right away. There's only 20 in the United States, so it is really an elite experience for a golfer and has been just a great acquisition tool for us to bring in new clients and new VIPs and to really allow them to have an experience that is really hard to find.
Well, you might get some interesting views if you put our 2 finalists in the WinStar Gears Academy equipment, but it doesn't matter. It's not necessarily about style, it's about distance. The finals are set. Joe Miller taking on Ryan Steenberg. Everybody's getting in on the social media component. Oh, these guys are smashing it, Kramer. We'll be back with the finals after this. On Tuesday, we crowned a Masters Division champion, 45 years and up. Tom Peppard going against Daniel Lambert. Tom Peppard in the semis and even in the finals didn't need all 8 balls. Peppard went out there 347 yards, and that was good enough for victory as Tom Peppard would come away with the victory in the Masters Division of the World Long Drive Championship. How about the ladies' international fair? You had Chloe Garner from South Africa against Phyllis Meddy of New Zealand. Meddy coming off an 8-year layup on her final ball, the 8th and final ball. She knocks it out there 310 yards to edge Chloe Garner. And congratulations to Phyllis Meddy of New Zealand on her final swing, winning the ladies' division of the World Long Drive Championship. Well, we're set for our final. Let's take you down to the tee. I'm Jerry Foltz.
Sorry, Bob, I can barely hear you down here. What I can tell you about the weather right now is it's starting to get a little more blustery, between 6 miles per hour and 14, almost directly downwind. 8 miles an hour difference. You catch the right gusts can make a huge difference in the outcome. Also, it's much chillier down here, more than 15 degrees from when we started, but I don't think our finalists will feel that.
Let's welcome our finalists. The number 7 seed from Rochester, New York, Ryan Steenberg.
Ryan Steenberg with a drive of 416 yards, advancing to the finals, beating Justin James in his first championship match appearance.
And his opponent, the number 2 seed from London, England, Joe Miller.
Joe keeps getting better and better in the quarterfinals. A drive of 437. In the semis, 439. Trying to win his second belt. Michael will look at the head-to-head stats.
You can see this favors Joe Miller. All of it. 30 yards, well, nearly 28 yards, 23 yards farther with the drive, and the club head speed at 12 miles an hour faster. It's Joe's to win or lose, I think.
The amazing thing about how far Miller's been hitting it, but his accuracy too. He had 4 of 8 in the grid. Ryan Steenberg, first up.
Joe had the honor to choose, and he let Ryan go first. He wants to see what he needs. The championship record in the final match is 427 yards, held by Tim Berg in 2013. That record could be in jeopardy tonight.
316. As a first-timer here, Bob and Art, I think one of the most important things for Ryan is to calm down. It's very easy to get moving quickly, get your swing moving quickly. He's got to be careful with that, because if his swing gets a little fast, he doesn't have the length.
Right.
His body is going to not be in sync with the club.
Let's see, look at it in reality. He flew at about 345, and it just rolled on the hottest spot there is. So he's got to hit a perfect flat shot to put heat on Joe.
This is what he did the last time. It looked just like this. Great ball speed number. It got a little hot.
395. because halfway through his set.
Right up here, these little boxes are going to tell you how many golf balls he's got left. He's hitting his 5th right now.
That's the flat one he was looking for, I believe.
Looks like just a hair too much curve, and that's why it came into the grid more sideways than flat. That's why it bit. I think he's got to take about 12 yards of curve off of that to really get that roll.
He doesn't have the club head speed nor the ball speed. You can see at 209, Miller's ball speed is going to be right around 217. It's just a question of if it gets hot, and it did.
412 for Steenberg.
What's really impressive, look at all those green boxes filled. He's hit 5 of 6 in the grid. This will be 6 of 7 in the grid.
Although accuracy does not matter, it's just the longest drive. Right now he's got 412 on the board. Down to his final ball.
Fastest club and ball speed, apexing at 111, but not in the grid.
What a great set. First time in that situation. 6 out of 8. Posted a number over 400. Going to make Joe work.
Very impressive. A little look at this motion, and what I want you to pay attention to is how he gathers himself at the top of the swing, sits into that trail leg, sets at the top. Now the knees are going here, and watch this belt line. Watch how that belt line's going to jump up in the air, going up right there, and then back. Solid release. He describes his swing as a compact swing. That's exactly what happens when you've got biceps and arms the size of most people's legs.
That was his best carry of the night right there, over 380 for sure. I mean, that was a really good shot.
And Ryan Steenberg with his 6th ball, posts 412. Now he just sits, watches, and waits as 2010 champion Joe Miller is set to go.
I think Steenberg needs to sit, watch, and pray.
That's the number. You're going to see 212. Joe will be up in that well over 200.
In 2007, he had a makeable number like this. We call this makeable. And he swung as hard as he could. And he didn't find the grid. I mean, he swung so hard trying to hit it 450 or 60, which he only has 1 speed.
Oh, if it stays in,
no. He's got the distance, though. That close to $125,000.
And there it is.
There it is.
You would think. This ball doesn't bite and gets the right bounce. He might fly it over there.
It did bite, and that's going to come up short. Art, good call.
Yeah, he flew at 400.
Apex number 174.
There's George Gross, his manager, just praying for this victory. He's been so close, second to Berg. I mean, he's been right there for years. 6 long years.
Here we go. We're through the first half. 4 balls remaining now.
Oh, my goodness.
Look at the Apex 55.
Bye-bye.
It does.
And it does.
World champion.
And there is your winner, Joe Miller. The belt goes to Joe Miller as he wins the World Long Drive Championship for the second time in his career. A hug from the defending champ, Tim Burke. What a display by Joe Miller that we've seen throughout the course of this week through the quarters, semis, and now into the finals.
6 long years it's taken Joe to get back to this point. Let's look at this golf swing. So many things to like about this for speed. Love the load into the trail leg. Watch that shaft is going to torque at the top here. He starts the lower body forward while the upper body is still going backward. That's how you get a little separation in there. And then from there, it's just power. Look at the late release and then the hand activity as he releases that club. Spinning around. Watch what happens with the footwork here. He's very, very light-legged on that lead leg, barely on the toe, and then jumping off the ground, both feet off the ground at the same time. Hips and shoulders making a full rotation through that. Pay attention to what happens with those hips. He gets to where he's facing away from the target line. It is just power.
Carried it over 390 and then it just rolled out to 423. What a power display by Joe Miller. 437 in the quarters, 439 in the semis, and then 423 to win the championship. He'll get fitted for his belt when we return to Oklahoma. Joe Miller, your World Long Drive champion. Well, fans have had fun with social media tonight. Hashtag World Long Drive as Joe Miller posts 423 to win the championship. Take a look at the brackets. And Joe Miller now is a 2-time champion as he defeats Ryan Steenberg in the final, 423 to 412. Jerry is with Ryan Steenberg.
I am indeed. He's got his son Jackson in his arms, his wife Ashley next to him, and his daughter up in the crowd, 10-month-old. First time under the lights, an amazing accomplishment, what you did, finishing runner-up. What will be your lasting memory?
Taking on the world champion, former world champion. You kidding me? I mean, this is what it's about, you know? I want to thank Joe for the opportunity to be up here, you know, put a good ball on him, make him work a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, there's nothing like this, you know? There's nothing like it. He's excited.
Yeah, there's nothing like having your boy in your arms either to celebrate a moment like this. I know you came up one short, but I know you're not disappointed.
No, not at all. Not at all. I want to thank, you know, Crank Golf, my sponsors, Patterson Shafts, Twitch Trainer, all my crew back home in Rochester, my family. I mean, there's nothing like this. Can't wait for next year.
And your little daughter just made it up on stage as well.
Oh, yeah.
Nice and sound asleep.
Troopers.
Great
They're
job.
Troopers. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to Ryan Steenberg. Comes up short. Take a look at the final numbers, Michael.
Well, it was all about the ball speed for Joe Miller, and he showed it all night long. I mean, the numbers that he put up were as impressive, and we knew that he was going to be the guy that was going to get to the finals, and he was the guy to beat, and obviously no one was able to do so. But hats off to Ryan Steenberg on what was a great performance.
Joe Miller is now a 2-time champion. For the presentation, back down to Jerry.
Some great stuff here to be presented by Mike Ferguson, the General Manager of Golf Operations here at WinStar. Mike, we've had a great week. You've been a fantastic host, so has everybody at your facility. I know you got a check to present.
On behalf of the 3,500 employees we have here at the WinStar World Casino Resort, thank you for putting on such a great show. All of you, actually spectators, everybody, thank you so much for all of your involvement this week. And 2016 World Champion, Mr. Joe Miller. Congratulations.
Cheers, guys.
$125,000 and now the ability to call yourself a 2-time champion, but we're starting a new tradition right here. This beautiful belt designed by the Golf Channel design team and made by the fabulous guys at Orange County Choppers is going to be presented by the defending champion. Tim, if you'd do the pleasure.
Big hug, baby. Congratulations. Thank you. Damn.
All right, it might not be that easy to put on.
Might not be, but
Where will be the first place you wear that? I don't think you can get it through security on the flight.
yeah, that's going to be an interesting one over on the flight to London. So I'm going to have to explain that. But part of the Belt crew now. Tim's got a few of these, I know, and he's going to be back as well as all these guys are next year. So a real honour to be standing here.
Is there a difference in the emotion standing here for your second time as there was for the first time? Did you want this one more, perhaps?
Yeah, I did. I think it's been building up for since 2010. So 5 or 6 years now. Working hard, training hard, coming up short a lot of the time, going against people like Tim and Ryan. Just coming out that bit short. So it doesn't feel like just like the 2016. This feels like the last sort of 5-6 years.
If the social media has anything to do with it, I think a lot more people saw this than we would ever have imagined. The funniest tweet I saw was somebody called Uber to take me to his golf ball. It was fantastic. You've had a great accomplishment here, and moving forward, I can't imagine what goals you have left to accomplish.
You know what? Just more of the same. What I do is great. I'm very privileged to do that. Get to come to places like these and have fans and people screaming after you like this. It's amazing. Made some amazing friends along the way, I can't say any more than that, really.
It was an amazing show, a ridiculous show. Those golf balls sure are glad you're done hitting them. Congratulations, two-time champion, ladies and gentlemen. One more round of applause. Joe Miller.
Congratulations to the 31-year-old Joe Miller as he wins his second World Long Drive Championship, and he did it in impressive fashion, Art.
He nearly averaged a quarter mile. In the 41 years of this competition, he joins an elite club. He's the 8th man to capture 2. It's a very elite club. That second one is so hard. This could spur him to win many, many more. Zubac's won 5, so watch out. These were great conditions for him to show what he can do tonight.
Michael, he was dominant in the quarters and in the semis, did enough to win in the finals, and we saw the young guys give him a little bit of a run, but experience definitely paid off.
Well, and to that end, what we saw was the great competition amongst all the competitors, and what we learned is this is a real sport. Like what these players are doing, the training and conditioning to go through what they go through to generate the club head speeds and the ball speeds, it's incredibly impressive, and obviously a very, very solid win for Joe Miller.
There were 80 players that made it here to Oklahoma, and through intense competition, they worked their way to the finals. And Joe Miller, for the second time in his career, is a World Long Drive champion. One more look at the brackets, and Joe Miller posted 347 in the quarters, 439 in the semis, and then 423 in the finals. He takes down Ryan Steenberg. So many of the guys in that round of 16, past champions, guys with experience, got knocked off, but not Joe Miller. He just kept slugging away here at the WinStar World Resort and Casino in Thackerville, Oklahoma, and did an outstanding job. Took advantage of favorable conditions, had a little downwind help, and just kept popping long drive after long drive. What a week it has been. We tip our cap to Joe Miller. He is the 2016 World Long Drive Champion. So for Art Sellinger, a two-time champion in his own right, Michael Breed and Jerry Foltz and our entire crew, thank you so much for joining us here at the 2016 World Long Drive Championship. Congratulations to Joe Miller, a two-time champion and fitted bestly for his belt.